Minecraft isn't an innocent game. This may sound silly at first, but I dare you to think about it. It is no game about survival, it is a game of control. From your first tree, the game seems to be an exercise in how quickly one may conquer the lands around them, bending it to their whim with a smile. This dominion, held by the player, is only fueled by the destruction of the world and its inhabitants, both animals and villagers. The world bends to placate your hunger for conquest, and you never question your supposed mandate to mold the world around you. Automatic farms, villager trading halls, and mastery of your environment. Slavery, economic exploitation, and ecological destruction. The tears shed for the baby gassed in the nether? I do not believe. With this now said, it is time to begin the video. Minecraft play often comes in stages. Mine tree, mine stone, get iron gear, go to the nether, get blaze rods and ender pearls, and find the stronghold, kill the ender dragon. Some runs may vary, but for the most part, that's the beginning of Minecraft. More experienced play would have you build automatic farms and such to have a more ready access to materials. Progressing through the game seems neutral. So, what is the banality of evil mentioned in the title of this section? Historian and philosopher Hannah Arendt, known widely for her work on totalitarianism, power, and evil, conceptualized evil as not done by sadistic monsters, but rather a horrifying normalcy built by thoughtlessness and conformity. Writing about the testimony of Adolf Eichmann, the lead architect of the Holocaust, she writes, Eichmann was not Iago, and not Macbeth, and nothing would have been farther from his mind to determine with Richard III to prove a villain. Except for an extraordinary diligence in looking out for his personal advancement, he had no motives at all. He merely, to put it colloquially, never realized what he was doing. It was sheer thoughtlessness, something by no means identical with stupidity, that predisposed him to become one of the greatest criminals of that period. And if this is banal, and even funny, if with the best will one in the world cannot extract any diabolical or demonic profundity from Eichmann, this is still far from calling it commonplace. That such remoteness from reality, and such thoughtlessness can wreak more havoc than all the evil instincts taken together, which, perhaps, are inherent in man. That was, in fact, the lesson one could learn in Jerusalem. Hannah Arendt helps us understand what evil looks like, and to many, her conclusions are deeply unsettling. Evil looks almost disgustingly normal. Evil is done by ordinary people, if normalized by law, social and cultural surroundings, or a bureaucratic machine. It is not always a twisted, mythological, and cruel villain. Sometimes they look like me or you, or your neighbors. One must be cautious wielding this conclusion, however. It is by no means excusing these actions, nor does it hold the defense of actors following orders. It reaffirms the need for critical thinking and self-reflection. If you enjoy videos like this and would like to see more in the future, consider subscribing. It really goes a long way in helping the channel. Alright, now back to the video. The implications Arendt's Banality of Evil has for seemingly regular Minecraft behaviors is astounding. Pixels on a screen, of course. Yet we need to go deeper. SMPs, as I have played in them, often end up with a mob grinder, iron farm, villager breeder, mending villager, enderman farm, etc. For many, these seem like tasks or goals for the player to improve efficiency in gathering experience, high-level enchantments, materials, food, and really anything in between. As you complete these goals, the game becomes easier and your control tightens over the world. You gain power. The underlying horrific nature of these activities becomes dulled, and we think less about the fact that we set up a eugenics camp and several tools of mass slaughter for mobs we deem must die for us. We think less about how we are systematically controlling every aspect of a villager's life, from its birth to its death, all to either get more emeralds or more mending books. In the quest for better tools, God tools as we call them, we collapse the world around us. It is from friends, or ourselves, we witness maniacal images, villagers hanging from leads, mimicking gallows, chickens sent for slaughter doused in magma. If anyone has seen the horrific and grim reimagination of villager trading by Avocado Animations, you know what these images look like from the outside. Everything must be done in the name of promotion and efficiency, and the game rewards it. The game rewarding evil, or rather exploitative practices, spawns a deep conversation about settler colonialism. Settler colonialism refers to the process of a foreign people settling a land that is already occupied by another group, the native or indigenous people, thereby displacing them to establish a new society. While this process varies with its level of violence, the structure consistently involves the settler group asserting its dominance over the native population. The settler group is often backed by an external authority that seeks to conquer for natural resources, enslaved labor, and territory. In the article on the 10-year anniversary of Minecraft, 2 Interventions in Extractive Colonialism, scholar Bennett Brazelton deconstructs the underlying narrative of Minecraft's progression. Viewing Minecraft as a digital text, he asserts that the game affirms colonial fictions. He states, "In this sense, the game's object is to secure territory, to defend it from indigenous inhabitants, and to extract resources in the most efficient ways possible. The methods can involve automated processes which breed and kill farm animals, enchanted pickaxes which enable rapid strip mining, and flints which help burn forests and clear land for building. While the game prides itself on its lack of plot, it does make a point of offering achievements, as players increase their levels of efficiency. That is, as they mine new and rarer materials, smelt ingots, kill specific numbers of creepers, build armor, map surroundings, and develop new and more efficient ways of extracting resources and eliminating monsters. In this way, as Dukan writes, the game rewards players for assuming their entitlement to the world's resources, and thus their superiority over other inhabitants of the game world." While I am not wholly convinced by some of Brazelton's conclusions throughout his article, he aptly argues the extractive nature of Minecraft in echoing neocolonialism. Extractive behavior is rewarding in the game. Ultimately, the way to win Minecraft is to slowly or quickly hold dominion over the land and the people around you. Brazelton also reflects upon an important thought that all media tells a story or presents a narrative, regardless of having a plot. Everything is political. There are multiple games that call to question the way in which people engage with games. They directly challenge the core mechanics that otherwise seem neutral to us, like the whole slaughter of monsters. For instance, Undertale directly confronts the player's propensity to violence, with the since dubbed genocide or no mercy run. Another game, Slay the Princess, directly challenges tropes like the damsel in distress, and offers a meta-narrative of player agency. Metaphor ReFantasio makes humans monsters, and deconstructs power and social structures through the familiar fantasy world. These games are subversive. The reason I chose these 3 games, beside me having played them, is that they all flip the seemingly neutral narratives on their head by asking the player to question and to think about their actions. All 3 games directly address the player, and it allows one to more personally engage with gaming as a text. In some sense, this was an exercise in thought, exploring a conclusion that challenges the idea of the so-called neutral game. This video is not a condemnation of Minecraft or survival sandbox games in general. Both Acoustic and I personally enjoy these types of games, often loving aspects that have us progress through the ages of human history. Please do continue to build beautiful structures, and have a good time with your friends and family. Though, despite our fondness for such games, it is important to look inward. Even simple or seemingly innocent consumption isn't neutral, and in some cases, can prove actively harmful. If you enjoy videos like this and would like to see more in the future, consider subscribing. It really goes a long way in helping out the channel. Alright, I'll see you next time.